Proof. Enlightenment is not hard to achieve. It's easier than you think. Enlightenment is not a glow stick moment. By the end of this video, you will realize that enlightenment is not as hard to achieve as it is made out to be. You will find out exactly what steps you should be taking to achieve it yourself. What if I told you enlightenment is not about sitting on a mountain, humming ancient chants, and magically glowing like a light bulb? Shocking, right? Enlightenment isn't something only monks in robes or mystical yogis in faraway lands can achieve. Nope. It's something you, me, and even your coffee-drinking, Netflix-binging neighbor can explore. It's not a destination, it's a way of seeing the world differently. But wait, you say, isn't enlightenment some rare mystical treasure hidden in an ancient scroll? Nope again. Let's bust that myth right now. Let's break it down. What enlightenment really means. Imagine enlightenment like upgrading your phone, not to get more apps, but to clear the clutter. It's less about adding and more about realizing what's already there. It's about waking up to life, right here, right now. Think of it this way. Have you ever looked at the clouds and suddenly realized how beautiful they are? That little aha moment? That's a tiny slice of enlightenment. It's not thunderbolts or magical voices. It's clarity. Why enlightenment feels so exotic? Spoiler, it's marketing. Enlightenment has been branded as some kind of spiritual luxury. Big deal, right? You picture gurus with flowing beards, mystical chants, and maybe a tiger meditating nearby. Here's the truth. Enlightenment doesn't require incense or $200 yoga pants. It's raw, real, and sometimes a little messy. Here's the twist. Enlightenment isn't about escaping life. It's about embracing it fully, with all its chaos, dirty dishes, and yes, your awkward moments. Okay, but what does it feel like? It's not a constant high or superpower. Imagine walking through fog your whole life and then suddenly the fog clears. Things are sharper, brighter, and more connected. That's enlightenment. Not exotic, but extraordinary in its simplicity. So, are you ready to uncover what's been hiding in plain sight? Enlightenment isn't reserved for special people. It's for you, right here in your everyday life. Stay tuned for Chapter 2, where we'll dive into how to begin your own awakening. Chapter 2, How to Begin Your Awakening Without Losing Your Mind. All right, so you're ready to dip your toes into enlightenment. But how do you start? Do you need to climb a mountain, grow a long beard, and say goodbye to Netflix? Nope. Turns out, awakening begins in the most ordinary moments, right where you are. Step 1. Stop looking for magic. Start noticing life. Let me blow your mind right off the bat. Enlightenment isn't about getting anything. It's about noticing everything. The trick is learning to see the beauty you've been walking past every day without realizing it. Think about it. Have you ever been outside, phone in hand, scrolling through memes, and suddenly caught a glimpse of the sunset? For a second, time slows. You feel connected. That's a taste of awakening. So, here's the challenge. Start paying attention to the tiny things. The way sunlight hits your room in the morning, the rhythm of your breathing, that first sip of coffee that tastes like liquid heaven. Enlightenment doesn't happen in some faraway place. It happens here, in the small stuff, if you slow down long enough to notice. Practical tip. Each day, pause and name 3 things you genuinely appreciate. They don't have to be fancy. Could be the softness of your blanket, the taste of chocolate, or even how good your playlist is. Gratitude opens the door to presence, and presence is where enlightenment lives. Step 2. Hit pause on your overthinking brain. Let's talk about your brain, the drama queen of your existence. It loves to pull you into endless loops of what ifs and should I have said that? And let's be honest, your brain is exhausting. Here's the deal. Enlightenment isn't about silencing your thoughts. Good luck with that. It's about stepping outside of them. Imagine your thoughts are like clouds in the sky. You don't have to chase them or fight them. Just notice them and let them float on by. Practical tip: try this right now. Take a deep breath. Seriously, do it. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold and exhale for 6. Feel that tiny pause? That's the space where awareness begins. The magic isn't in stopping your thoughts, it's in realizing you are not your thoughts. You're the observer, the calm in the chaos. Start small. When your brain spirals, simply say, "Oh hey, there you go again." No judgment, no drama, just awareness. Step 3. Drop the need to be perfect. Let's clear up one of the biggest misconceptions about enlightenment. You don't need to be a flawless, glowing saint to wake up. In fact, your quirks, flaws, and epic Netflix binges, they're all part of the package. Enlightenment isn't about becoming someone else. It's about accepting yourself exactly as you are. Yes, even when you've eaten an entire pizza and are wondering where your self-control went. When you let go of the idea that you have to fix yourself, a huge weight lifts. Enlightenment isn't about adding layers to your personality. It's about peeling them back and seeing the real you underneath. Practical tip: next time you mess up or feel imperfect, laugh at yourself. Seriously, laughter is one of the most underrated spiritual practices. Dropped your phone for the 5th time today? Giggle at your clumsiness. Being human is hilarious, and embracing it is part of the journey. Why it feels weird at first. Now let's get real. This whole slowing down and noticing life thing might feel uncomfortable at first. Why? Because the world has conditioned us to keep running. Running towards success, happiness, approval, the next shiny thing. But here's the plot twist. The more you chase, the further you feel from peace. Enlightenment asks you to stop chasing and just be. And yeah, at first, your brain might freak out. Wait, you're telling me to just sit here and breathe? Yep, but stick with it. The more you practice presence, the more you'll notice that life isn't something you need to chase. It's something to experience. Here's the truth they don't tell you. Enlightenment isn't about reaching the top of the mountain. It's about realizing the view from where you're standing is already incredible. Now, you've got the tools to start your awakening. But how do you keep the spark alive when life gets messy? In Chapter 3, we'll tackle the big question. How do you make enlightenment stick without turning it into just another to-do? Stay tuned. Chapter 3. Making enlightenment stick without turning it into a chore. Okay, you've dipped your toes into enlightenment, but here's the million-dollar question. How do you keep that peaceful, aware vibe alive when life hits you with traffic jams, deadlines, and your neighbor's barking dog? Step 1. Treat enlightenment like a friend, not a job. First off, let's clear up a big misconception. Enlightenment isn't something you achieve, like a trophy. It's more like a good friend you hang out with. And just like friendships, it doesn't require perfection, just consistency. Here's the mindset shift. Stop thinking, I need to stay enlightened all the time. Instead, think, how can I keep coming back to awareness, even when life gets chaotic? Think of enlightenment as a buddy who nudges you during life's chaos and whispers, hey, breathe, it's all good. Practical tip. Set small, daily check-ins with yourself. It could be as simple as asking, am I present right now? While brushing your teeth or pouring your coffee. These tiny moments keep you grounded. Step 2. Embrace the wobbles. Here's some truth tea. You're going to have days when enlightenment feels far away. Days when you snap at your partner or stress eat an entire bag of chips. And guess what? That's okay. The journey isn't about never falling. It's about how quickly you bounce back after you stumble. Instead of beating yourself up, laugh it off and start again. Imagine you're learning to ride a bike. Every wobble teaches you balance. Every fall makes you stronger. Enlightenment works the same way. Practical tip. When you feel off, pause and ask yourself, What's one small thing I can do right now to feel present? Maybe it's a deep breath. Maybe it's staring at the sky for a minute. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Step 3. Don't go it alone. Here's a secret hack for making enlightenment stick. Find your people. Awakening is a solo journey, but it doesn't have to be lonely. Surround yourself with folks who inspire you, challenge you, and occasionally remind you to chill out. The right crew doesn't just support your journey, they make it fun, messy, and oh so human. Whether it's a spiritual book club, a meditation group, or just a friend who's down to talk about life's big questions, having a community keeps the spark alive. And let's be real, enlightenment chats over pizza? That's peak human experience. Practical tip, share your aha moments with someone. Talk about what you're learning. Sharing isn't just about teaching others, it's about deepening your own understanding. Step 4, keep it light. Let me emphasize this. Enlightenment isn't meant to be heavy or serious. In fact, the lighter you approach it, the easier it becomes. Think of it as a playful curiosity. If you can laugh at yourself, you're already halfway enlightened. Ever seen a cat chasing its tail? That's us, chasing happiness in circles. But the moment we stop and laugh, we realize the happiness was in the pause. Practical tip, make humor a spiritual practice. Laugh at your mistakes. Find joy in the weirdness of life, and don't take yourself too seriously. Enlightenment is as much about giggling as it is about meditating. Why it's worth it. Here's the bottom line. Staying connected to enlightenment doesn't mean life magically becomes a smooth, Instagram-perfect highlight reel. The bills will still show up in your mailbox. Your boss might still ask for that report 10 minutes before you were supposed to leave work. And yes, Karen from next door might still complain about your lawn, even though hers is definitely worse. But here's the plot twist. Those things stop owning you. They're no longer the center of your universe. Why? Because enlightenment shifts your focus. Instead of reacting to every little annoyance like a firecracker, you begin to observe life like a calm lake, untouched by passing storms. Imagine you're sitting at a busy train station. The trains, aka your thoughts, emotions, and problems, come and go. But here's the thing. You're not on the trains. You're the one sitting on the bench, watching them zoom by. That's the power of enlightenment. You're no longer dragged along by every passing moment. The real gift of enlightenment isn't escaping life. It's stepping fully into it, all of it. The mess, the magic, the uncertainty, and the joy. And here's the cherry on top. You start seeing beauty in the chaos. That pile of laundry? It's not just chores. It's evidence of a life being lived. The traffic jam? A chance to breathe, to listen to your favorite song, or even to just be. Enlightenment doesn't erase the rough patches. It helps you realize the beauty was always hidden there, waiting for you to notice. What does that give you? Freedom. Freedom from your own overthinking, from external drama, and from the pressure to have it all figured out. And that, my friend, is priceless. So, are you ready to let enlightenment be a part of your life? Not as some distant mystical goal, but as a simple, natural state of being. It's not about changing who you are. It's about rediscovering who you've been all along. The next step is yours to take, but trust me, where you're headed is absolutely worth it. Until next time, remember this. Life isn't about chasing the extraordinary. It's about finding the magic in the ordinary. Stay curious, stay kind, and don't forget to laugh along the way. I'll see you in the next one.